Welcome, 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 friends. And I welcome your inner child into the room as I welcome my own, and I have been welcoming my own this morning. So, this commitment, this decision that I've made to commit to this 111 days of deepening my inner alignment and my consistency of showing up every day on my YouTube channel on this video on these videos for myself first and foremost to create more flow in my channel, if you like, my creative channel, my expressive channel. um and with that comes the inner child, and the aspects that are still waiting to fully heal, to be heard, to be seen, to feel safe in being heard and being seen. And this has been the inner conflict in my own experience. So you may resonate with this as well. I'm pretty sure we all resonate with it. And that's why we can have such push and pull around sharing ourselves vulnerably and expressively, without defense, without our armor. Those defense and armor goes up as protective measures to, yeah, to survive, but also to defend, to not feel the hurt and the pain of, yeah, one's light being dimmed, really, in childhood, especially where there's so much joy and, spontaneity and creativity. So I just invite myself and you and us and all of us, all aspects, heard and see, those that are conscious and heard and seen, the aspects we share more in the world, perhaps that we feel is more acceptable and lovable, and the parts that we've learned to adapt, to be received, to be acknowledged, to be approved of, to be validated in the world, in the collective conversations that are going on, or even collective spiritual awakening conversations, whether it's mainstream conversations, whether it's awakening conversations, whether it's whatever it is, and the parts that are unseen. So welcoming the parts that have been unseen and unheard, in their screams, in their sorrow, in their grief, in their anger, in their rage, for not feeling heard, not feeling seen, not feeling safe in this world to truly embody and ground and express themselves in a way that felt embraced and loving and carefree. Isn't that really what we're all looking for? Whether it's the money, whether it's the relationship, whether it's the social network, whatever it is, when we look in our bank account, when we look in our lover's eyes, when we connect with family. Oh, hang on. To feel safe enough to relax, to be relaxed in our nervous system, and just relax and know all is well, and that I'm cared for, and that the universe is a friendly place. And yet, if we didn't receive that in our childhood, it's quite the journey of reclamation. It takes quite a depth and this consistency. So that's what this 111 days is about. So with the Lionsgate portal, I absolutely activated a lot more expansive, multidimensional frequencies and energies and light body activations and remembrances. And it's one thing to activate and expand and remember who we truly are, but to truly bring it into the body and embody it. And so by bringing more of my light, more of my soul essence, more of my higher self into the body. There's literally been a directive from my higher self, that says, no more can I continue to avoid visibility, um, from a place of distrust of myself, and from a place of holding back, from a place of seeking external validation or approval, and just to really self-source that within me, to self-regulate my nervous system for myself, to be enough for myself, to not need external reflections, if you like, in order to have that, but to have it internally. And then, of course, through that resonance field, then the outer world reflects our inner world. So I'm a beacon for this. I'm way sure of this. And one of the ways my soul set up my childhood was deep abandonment, deep loss, deep, just like the picture in the thumbnail, that little child that was huddled up, like that was me, especially in the two children's homes that I lived in, between 3 and 6, being pulled out of that home with my parents, with my mom especially, even if it was dysfunctional, even if it was, you know, challenging, but there was some form of connection with, especially with my mom. And so then all of a sudden being thrown into these homes and not feeling I had any one in my corner. It was just very pragmatic and, but no real emotional connection. Not that I recall, anyways. And then every time I tried to assert my voice, my expression, my creativity, my joy, somehow being squelched, repressed, suppressed, shamed, humiliated, dumbed down, whatever. And so that's still, there's a part of me that goes, really? Are we still at age 47? Are we still having to go back to that 4-year-old? That's the age that came up actually the other day. And I haven't really had my 4-year-old come up because I don't have a lot of memory. However, my body remembers. The memories are in my nervous system, in my psyche, in my subconscious, even if I don't have conscious memories. And so the feelings come up for me to be with. And so, what is the antidote truly to healing the inner child? It truly, truly, truly is presence. Being able to regulate our nervous system through breath, groundedness. Because another thing that happened a lot in my childhood is I disassociated. I wasn't present because there wasn't a lot to be present for. So yeah, it was like I wasn't really in my body. And so I can feel that sometimes. So sometimes I'm holding that place of the parts that felt numbed or disassociated, and yet holding it with presence, meeting it with presence, meeting the uncomfortable body sensations that are arising with presence. And I'm not saying this is easy. This takes courage. It takes a strong desire to remember your wholeness and your holiness, to reclaim your sacredness. Because deep down, you do remember. Deep down, that remembrance wants to be remembered. You're awakening. You're on the journey. You're feeling the discomfort in your body as well. And hence why, there's so much more information around trauma and breath work and, how we can work with that. The tricky thing is just not to re-loop trauma. It's to find a reconciliation, a way to heal it, which is truly presence, grounded presence through breath. So again, one of the ways that I'm saying yes to myself into this grounded presence through breath, to showing up for myself and strengthening this resonance field within me, that I'm anchored in my sovereignty, my inner source light. And as I walk through these 1-1 days with whoever feels to come on this journey with me, whoever resonates, who's ready for, you may feel like me, you're just like, oh, enough. And you may feel it coming from in your soul, in your heart, in your higher self, that your higher self is going, okay, it's time to show up. It's time to heal the wounded inner child. It's time to deepen and anchor a greater level of embodied presence into the pelvis, and to ground into this earth, and to claim your space. I am heard, I am seen. I've known for a long time that the greatest pain within our humanity is feeling unheard, unseen, unacknowledged, or learning to get acknowledgement through whatever dynamic we learn to get acknowledgement through, or to get our needs met, which are usually pretty conditional. If I earn it, if I be a chameleon, if I people please, all these strategies to get the needs of some form of connection through acknowledgement, through approval, through acceptance, through kindness. So breathing, one hand on the heart, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And just breathing with whatever energy is arising through this invitation of the inner healing of the inner child's voice, to be heard, to be seen, through the tears, through the body discomfort, sensations. And to keep breathing, and just to deepen that presence. So to hold all of that, not to deny, not to avoid, not to recreate whatever created in the first place. So I have to be so conscious not to recreate rejecting myself, like another aspect of me pushing back, or because of this nervous system, this subconscious expectation of external rejection in those earlier parts of my life playing out at the forefront. And through healing the inner child, truly, that inner child, remember, that's between 0 and 7 in the womb, even, 0 and 7. And of course, it's connected to other timelines and past lives of the soul as well, incarnational lines and frequencies and energies that are also collated into this lifetime, and that set up the lifetime to have the childhood that we had, to heal, to heal and reconcile what we're here to heal and reconcile for ourselves first and foremost, so we can be a living example of that to others, not just lip service, not just good theories and borrowed other people's information, other people's stories and other people's experience, but actually our own embodied, authentic, alive truth that's raw, that's real, that's unwavering in its delivery of the energetic integrity. So the energy behind the words that comes from deep recognition, deep resonance, deep feeling, deep transparency, deep authenticity. Just being honest really with ourselves, with one another. Imagine that. Imagine humanity, that we just get so much more honest, taking so much more self-responsibility for our energies, rather than projecting, rather than blaming and shaming, whether it's external or whether it's internal. And that we learn to say sorry more, sorry to ourselves, sorry to others. Just say, please forgive me. I love the Ho'oponopono. So let's do that. Hand on heart, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for all the times I didn't listen to you, for all the times I wasn't available to hear you, for all the times I distracted myself because I didn't know how to be there for you. I didn't know how to be present enough. I didn't know how to receive your voice, receive your sadness, receive your rage, your anger, your disappointment. Perhaps I'm mostly sorry for projecting it onto others. So please forgive me. Thank you for receiving me now. Thank you for opening yourself up. Thank you for your patience. I am here now. And in truth, the higher self has always been here. The oversoul, source, love, is just letting it in through the breath, through the remembrance of to be present in the body, feet on the earth, bum on the seat, shoulders relaxed, and to let go what needs to be expressed, what needs to be seen by ourselves first and foremost, what needs to be heard, so that we put down the patterns, put down the patterns. Heal thyself, know thyself. And as we do that, we heal our ancestry, we heal our family dynamics, we heal distortion, basically, as we heal distortion in our field and we harmonize these aspects, the inner child, the teenager, all these different ages, that fragmented. Then we could talk about the soul fragmenting. And as we harmonize and bring all of these energies really into the inner circle, into our own inner circle, to be seen, to be heard, to be honored, to be witnessed, to be allowed, to be embraced, to be celebrated, or just to sit with, not to fix, not to change, just to allow that it's okay. See, the deepest part of us, source, who we truly are, has no judgment. It's here with us when we are ready to receive it and to let it back in, to let ourselves receive that unconditional energy, unconditional consciousness, unconditional frequency of beingness, of presence, of infinite connectivity, infinite grace, infinite allowingness of all to be, all expressions, all experiences. I am allowed to be here. Claim it with me. I am allowed to be here. I am my permission slip. I am my permission slip. And today I give myself full permission to be the full expression of whatever hasn't been expressed. Releasing judgment, releasing doubt, releasing push and pull. I invite flow. I invite resonance, true soul aligned resonance frequency in the remembrance of who I truly am, as wholeness, as holiness, as sacred. I am here. I am here. It is safe. I am a safe space. I am a safe energy. I welcome myself to my own inner council. I welcome myself. All aspects are welcomed. And recognizing that inner child, that is the spark of creativity and joy, the creative child, the joyful child of creation, of the balanced masculine and feminine energies. As we harmonize our masculine and feminine, we bring through the creative child from joy, from wonder, from the magnificence of creation, because that's who we truly are. That is that I am in every now moment. I am enough for me. I am enough. I am enough. I reclaim this temple, this body temple. I reclaim it in full sanctity and sacredness. I reclaim it, my nervous system, my psyche, my energy field. I reclaim it all in divine sacredness. And that all that moves through here is sacred. All that moves through here is loving and kind and generous and sovereign. Mm. And so it is. And so I am. Namaste. Till tomorrow, day 3. Woo-hoo! Ah! We cry and we laugh. We giggle just like the inner child, just like any child. They laugh, they cry, that's who we truly are, to move from one emotion, one expression to the next, no judgment, just this creative expression of all that is I am. And so are you. And so it is. In sweet remembrance, in sweet remembrance. And may the remembrance become sweeter and sweeter and more graceful and more graceful and more joyful and more joyful. Because we claim it. And through claiming that, we are birthing the new earth frequency. Each and every one who reclaims that inner sacredness, inner sanctuary of alignment, inner attunement. Inner attunement for outer attunement, inner alignment for outer attunement, so that the outer world can reflect that true, deep essence frequency. And we can release the distortions. We're not entertaining the distortions within our own energetic field, or we're healing them, we're taking self-responsibility, and then our world has to shift. And through this 111 days, I know my world, inner to outer, is in a big transition, a big shift in this year of 2025. And yeah, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. We're here for this on a soul level, choosing to incarnate in this lifetime and in this 2025 year, this pivotal year, to really birth in the new earth consciousness through what we choose to say yes to, what we choose to say no to as well, to clarify our alignment, our inner truth, what we're saying yes. Are we saying yes to our inner truth, inner to outer expression? Yeah. I dedicate that. I dedicate that to my inner 6-year-old who returned from those 2 children's homes with a speech impediment, with a stutter, and for her courage to walk through this life and reclaim her voice, and to discover the power and the purpose in her pain and the reclamation that she's here for. And the wisdom that she's anchoring into the new earth grids. On behalf of all that is, I am, and so it is. Namaste.